What is going on, guys? It's Yellow Jama, and welcome back to another deck profile. I know, again, I just did one for Phantom Knights, but I wanted to go ahead and do another one because it's a deck that I just finished building, and I just wanted to do a deck profile on it because I thought it was a really neat build. Uh, I don't know why I decided to make this deck, but I did. I had like all of the Time Thief stuff sitting around, and I thought, you know what? I want to make a Time Thief deck, and so I did. There's very few stuff. And I want to start by actually saying about this deck. It is very cheap. I got because like all of this stuff, all of the Time Thief cards, or at least the monsters, got reprinted in Ghost of the Past, so they are very cheap. The most expensive stuff is going to be like the Go Go Go's, Gaga Ga's, that kind of stuff. Those are like the most expensive, and maybe some stuff in the extra deck is really expensive. But apart from that, the deck's really cheap. You can build it for like 20 bucks or less if you can find good deals. And it's actually pretty fun and not awful. Like it's a fun little casual deck, I would say. But yeah, I built this deck because I had most of the stuff sitting around, and I thought, hey, why not? Because I thought it was neat, and it's really Xyz based, which I'm really starting to love the Xyz decks since I started playing Phantom Knights. But enough talking. We're gonna go ahead and move into the deck profile because that's what you guys are here for, not to hear me babble. Oh, real quick though, I do want to say thank you to those who subscribed from the Phantom Knight deck profile. Welcome. Enjoy your stay. Just so you know, not all my decks are as good as that one. Most of my decks are trash. I am as what is known as a bad player. So, we basically start with 3 Time Thief Winder. He is probably the best monster in the deck just because when he's in your hand, you can detach a material from an Xyz monster you control and special summon it from your hand. And if he is normal or special summoned, you can just add any Time Thief card from your deck to your hand. His effect is once per turn, obviously. But the fact that he becomes a free level 4 extender and searches any of your cards, any of your Time Thief cards, is just insanely good. Especially if like you've made an Xyz with like Beazle ship under it, then you go ahead and detach the Beazle ship, summon him, search, detach the other material, depending on what it is that you Xyz summoned. Like if it was a Redoer you Xyz summoned, cool. You detach the Beazle, and then Beazle detach Redoer's other material, summon it back, and then cool, there's your Perpetua. And you have a Perpetua, a Redoer, and you can basically just search something like Retrograde. So it's a really good word just with that. Triple Regulator, probably one of the best best summon of the deck. Just because while you control no other monsters, you can tribute this card. Special summon 2 Time Thief monsters with different names from your deck and defense, except for itself. Which is pretty insane that it doesn't even negate their effects because almost every time you just want to summon a Winder. Just for the fact of you then get a search. So you like summon Winder and you summon like Beazle or what's the other one called? Chrono Quarter. Those are the ones you typically summon just because you can do stuff. And then if a Time Thief you control is destroyed by battle while this is in your graveyard, you can special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. So it's a really, really good summon. Next we play 2 Beazle Ship. Beazle Ship is actually kind of insane. For the fact of, 1, you can summon it back from the grave by detaching material from an Xyz monster you control. And it'll be banished when it leaves the field. And it has the effect of quick effect to tribute this card, target a Time Thief Xyz you control, and attach a card from your opponent's graveyard to it as material. So the fact that you can just quick interruption your opponent like that and steal a resource from their grave is actually kind of insane. Because if you take the right combo piece from them, they just lose. Because then you also like are backed up with Redoer, Perpetua, and some other stuff. 1 Chrono Quarter. It's during the opponent's battle phase, you can tribute this card. The next time you take damage, your opponent takes that battle damage instead. And if an Xyz monster you control leaves the field by a card effect, you can special it back from the grave, but banish when it leaves the field. So basically, what you use this thing for is it is basically Cowboy for game without you having to play Cowboy. That's basically all it is. You redo her in the battle phase, detach, summon this back as 1,000 as beat stick, and then you just attack the opponent for 1,000 for game if it's needed. That's it for the Time Thieves. Moving on to the kind of rank tool extenders. We play 3 Utopic Automatopoeia. This card is insane, and it actually works a little bit differently than I thought it did at first, which is unfortunate. But it is always treated as a Zubaba, a Gagaga, Go-Go-Go, and Dododo. I hate Zubaba because it's the hardest one for me to say. Gagaga, Go-Go-Go, and Dododo is very easy to say. During the main phase, you can special summon up to 1 each Zubaba, Gagaga, Go-Go-Go, and or Dododo monsters from your hand in defense. Also, you can't special from the X deck for the rest of the turn, except Xyz monsters. So basically, you can summon Go-Go-Go Golem, Gagaga Magician, Zubaba Archer, and like Dododo Driver. You can summon all 4 of them from your hand if you have this on field, which is really insane. But then you're locked to Xyz, but our extra deck is basically nothing but Xyz, so it doesn't matter. Next, we play triple Dododo Dwarf, Go-Go-Go Glove. Something important to note with these two guys is they count as both Dododo and Go-Go-Go. So if you have this on field and you have 2 in hand, you can summon both because you treat the one as a Dododo and you treat the other as a Go-Go-Go. So you can summon 2 of the same name if they're like these kinds. But this one's really good. I almost never use this first effect, which is you can special summon a Zubaba or a Gagaga from your hand during your main phase. But if you control a Go-Go-Go or a Dododo, except for himself, while he's in your grave, you can special summon him back to the field, but banish him and leaves the field. Which doesn't matter because you're playing Xyz, so that like will never happen. Next, we play triple Zubaba Bancho and Gagaga Coat, which is if you control Zubaba or a Gagaga, except for himself, while his card's in your hand, you can special summon it. And you can target a Go-Go-Go or a Dododo in your grave and special summon it, but then you're locked to Xyz from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. So basically, you're able to summon back Go-Go-Go multiple times. One with his own effect, and then one with this, which is kind of insane. Just because that's basically a free Xyz if you do the combo right. We play 1 Gagaga Magician, just for a Gagaga basically, and the fact that he can change his level, you can make him level 8, and then use Automata Pickup to change your other ones to make that too. And then just for a few more names, alliteration names, play a Go-Go-Go Giant, which also, if you just normal summon him, you can special back a Go-Go-Go from the grave in defense, then switch him to defense, and then he has the same kind of effect as a Goblin Attack Force. If he attacks, he switches to defense. So he's all right. We play again. He's more of just for another name. Then we play 3 Gagaga or Automata Pickup, which is a continuous spell. When it's activated, you just add an Automata card, which can include Utopic Automatopoeia. You add it to your hand, and you can target a Zubaba, a Gagaga, a Go-Go-Go, or a Dododo monster you control. All monsters you currently control become the level of that monster. Even if until the end of the turn, even if this leaves the field, which is really, really nice. Because it allows you to search for this wonderful card, Automatopoeia, which has the effect of you can only activate 1 once per turn. You send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, add up to 2 of these from your deck to your hand, but you cannot add 2 of the same category. You can add 1 Zubaba, 1 Gagaga, Go-Go-Go, or Dododo. You can add 2 of them. So this is the thing, if you activate this, and you say you want to add Utopic Automatopoeia, you can only add Automatopoeia, because he will count as all 4 of them, because he is always treated as. It doesn't say he can be treated as. It says he's always treated as. So if you want to search him, you can only search him, and that's it, which is really, really unfortunate. So typically you just want to hope that you draw him or just search him off Rhoda. Onto the Time Thief spells. Play 3 Time Thief Startup. I thought this card was way worse at first, because I thought it said if you control no monsters. No, it's just special summon a Time Thief from your hand. That's it. During your main phase, you can banish a card from the graveyard, target a Time Thief Xyz you control, attach 3 Time Thief cards of different types, a monster, a spell, and a trap from your graveyard to it as material, but you can only use 1 of its effects per turn, which is unfortunate. But it doesn't matter too much, just because you mainly play it for the special summon. Because if you open, say if you open Pickup, Regulator, and Utopic Automatopoeia, that's broken. That's just an insane hand, because you just special Regulator, summon Winder and a Beazle, make Redoer, You can even go in and activate Redoer to banish himself till the end phase. And you just do combos from there, because you can basically then end on Redoer, Dweller, Perpetua, and even a what's it called? Hope Harbinger. And then just during the end phase when Redoer comes back, use Perpetual effect to throw a trap under him. And then during the opponent's turn, you throw a spell under him for a draw. And it's just kind of insane. And then we play 2 Time Thief Hack. This card is actually way better than I thought, because again, when I first read it, I thought it only protected Time Thief Xyz. No, it's just any Xyz. During the turn, you special summon an Xyz monster. They can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and they can't be targeted and your opponent can't target them with card effects, which is insane. And you can target a face-up Xyz you control and gain 300 for each material currently attached to it. It's the end of this turn. And if it does, and it has a material that was owned by your opponent, it can attack directly. Even if it leaves the field, which is actually pretty insane. Which is actually really nice that it has that. That can sometimes come in clutch. 1 Foolish Burial, just to send something like Beazle or Chrono Quarter, just something like that. Or even a Dododo. Dwarf, Go Gloves, that thing. 1 Double or Nothing. I don't know why you wouldn't be playing Utopia Double, Utopia Package in this, because you were just playing rank 4 spam. 1 Rhoda. Search any of your onomatopoeia stuff, basically. Monster Reborn, because it's a staple. For our traps, we play 3 Time Thief Retrograde. This is really, really good, because, again, you search it off Winder. When a spell or trap card is activated while you control a Time Thief Xyz monster, you can negate the activation and then attach the card to the Xyz monster's material. Interesting thing, it doesn't destroy, so if the opponent were to get some kind of effect off and the card be destroyed, this doesn't trigger that. The opponent just doesn't get it, and then you get a material. And then to finish off the main deck, we play 2 Time Thief Flyback, which is just, you attach, if you control Time Thief Xyz, attach a Time Thief card from your hand or deck to this material, and you can banish a card from your graveyard, do the same thing as Beazle, attach a card from the opponent's graveyard to it. Which is a pretty nice effect. Anything to really mess with the opponent's graveyard is pretty good right now. And I have actually tried to find a way to incorporate Winder with Retrograde into Phantom Knights, because he's just a level 4 extender, dark extender, that will search a spell or trap negate, which Phantom Knights don't really have, other than, what's his name? Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which I hope people realize that was supposed to be a joke. I really do, because I feel like there's going to be somebody who didn't. For the extra deck, we play Redoer. I don't know how to pronounce it. I was going to try and pronounce it in German, but I have no idea how to pronounce it in German. But yeah, I just play 2 German copies because I like them. They're cool. And I have that I pulled from the 2020 Megatin. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. Just my Redoer, my nice shiny Redoer. But yeah, Redoer, really good, rank 4, very generic. The grown-up version of Winder, and just has the effect of, during the standby phase, attach the top card of your opponent's deck to this. Optional, which is just really, really good. And then you can detach up to 3 different types of material from it, and then apply the effects. If it's a monster, banish the card to the end phase, spell card, draw a card, trap card, place 1 face-up card your opponent controls on top of the deck. Just really, really good. I do want to state that I'm not playing Adjuster, just because she is good. She very much so is a good card, but I don't know if I think she's good enough to warrant playing in the build, at least the build that I'm playing, because my build is a lot more kind of built towards the alliteration cards. Same thing, I'm not playing Double Barrel just because, to be honest, I don't think Double Barrel's that great. The best effect he has is the trap, and that's only if your opponent activates a monster effect, which they're not even guaranteed to do. And I think ending on a Redoer is better. A Redoer Perpetua is better than Perpetua Double Barrel, but who knows? I might go ahead and add him in, because I do have a card I'm considering cutting that I think he would fit fine in, because he is decent. He is decent enough. He's not a bad card, by no means. But play a Time Thief Perpetua, generic, 204s. During the standby phase, you can detach material from this card to target a Time Thief monster in your graveyard, except herself. Special summon it. which is amazing because you can summon back a Beazle, you can summon back a Winder, Redoer if you somehow end up getting sent to grave. And then she has the quick effect. Target another Xyz you control, attach one Time Thief card from your deck to it as material. So basically, she's just used to put the spell or traps underneath Redoer, which is expected. Hope Harbinger, because you summon Gaga Magician. If you got Automata Pickup, make Gaga level 8. Add another one of your alliterations. Activate Pickup, target Gaga Magician, make them level 8, and cool, now you have a spell negate, which is pretty nice. I play the one Utopia, because we're playing Double or Nothing. Play Utopia Lightning, because we're playing Utopia. Play Double or Nothing, because we're playing play Utopia Double, because we're playing Double or Nothing. And then here's the thing, when we use Utopia Double effect, we don't actually summon Utopia all that often. Unless the opponent has literally just ended up ending their turn with a single monster in attack, and it's under 2,000 attack. But if that's not the case, then we actually go into Utopia Beyond, because he will become 6k, and if this card's Xyz summoned, which Utopia Double counts as Xyz summoning it, it will make all the opponent's attacks 0. So if you just have this and a Redoer, that's game. Or this and anything else that makes 2k, that's just game. And it's pretty insane. And then it has the quick effect to detach material from it, target a face-up Xyz monster you control and Utopia in your grave, banish the first target and special summon the second, and then you'll gain 1,250 life, which I guess is kind of funny because you could actually use this to win in time, which I think is actually just kind of funny. To finish off the Utopia stuff, we play one Utopic Future. This is one of those weird cards that doesn't have a rank, but it's always treated as rank 1. It uses 2 Xyz monsters with the same rank, except number monsters. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. There can't be destroyed by battle, and neither player takes any battle damage from attacks involving this card. And at the end of the damage step, if you battle an opponent's monster, you can just take control of that opponent's monster, which is insane, because if you've managed to make your opponent use up Dragoon, you can take their Dragoon. Unfortunately, you only keep the card till the end of the battle phase, which is unfortunate, but it is good enough for moving the opponent's stuff out of the way. A good combo I like to do for ending game is making Utopia Double, attacking with Future, using Future to steal, and then use Double to go up into Beyond. Just so that way I get the opponent's monster and I get it with its full attack power. Because otherwise you're just going to take an opponent's 0 attack points, and that doesn't help you at all. Oh yeah, and he has one other effect. If he be destroyed by card effect, detach material from him instead, which is pretty nice. Then we play the evolved version of Gaga Magician, which is Gaga Magician. 4 Gas. 2 level 4s. You can detach a material from him to special summon Xyz from your grave, except for himself, with its effect negated, which is fine. Just because you bring it back, and then, cool, that's 2 Xyz for this dude. Or you can make something like Megaclops, which is really good if you have another Xyz in the field. And he has a neat little effect where if a Utopic Xyz monster uses him as Xyz material, it gains the effect where during the main phase, you can detach 2 materials from this card, target 1 Xyz monster you control until the end of the turn, change its attack to 4,000, also negates effects. Now, I originally thought, like, wow, this is awful. Like, I feel like Utopic Future Slash is better because Slash can attack twice. Then I remembered, well, if you Xyz summon 2 Xyz monsters, their materials fall off, which is unfortunate, but makes sense at the same time. But if you had some way to put an extra material under it, like if you had Perpetua on field with it, you can do that. You can make Slash, activate Slash effect, target itself, and then use the additional effect that it gains, and then it'll gain 4k and can attack twice. I think that's how it works. Because I don't think it has to keep its effects in order to be able to grant the other monster the 2 attacks. But more or less use it to bring something back to make Future or to make Megaclops. For generics, we just play a Tornado Dragon because we're playing rank 4s. Abyss Dweller and Gaga Cowboy, which Cowboy is the card I'm considering cutting for Double Barrel. If I get my hands on one, which I will try, because, again, you don't really need Cowboy. Because you have Chrono Accord, and Chrono Accord is just kind of the same thing. To finish off the deck is the One Link Megaclops, just really good card, just unaffected by everything that's not an Xyz, and I don't think there's any meta Xyz decks right now. So this card is actually absolutely insane, and he can summon back an Xyz, and then attach an opponent's card to it as Xyz material. But they take half damage, which doesn't really matter. But that is it for the deck profile, guys. This has been my Time Thief deck. Again, I have actually had a lot of fun playing this deck. I think it's actually very enjoyable because it does a lot, and it's actually fairly decent. And in case you guys didn't notice, I have a new playmat. You guys can only see a little bit of it right now because of the way that I have my camera set up. I will try and show it off eventually. I might post something on Twitter about it. If you guys don't know, I have Twitter. I have a Twitter account. I don't post on there that much, but I do have a Twitter account. If you guys go over to the About part on my channel, you guys can find the link to my Twitter. So go check that out if you want to, please. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Tell me what you guys think about Time Thieves. I have other decks that I'm in the process of working on, so be on the lookout for those. I'm still waiting on the one more card for the Ojama deck, unfortunately, which I'm sorry about. I really want to get that video out, but I'm still waiting on that one more card to come in. I think I'm just going to have to order from someone else. I'm waiting for it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. And I'm not going to ramble on this one. So I'll see you all in the next video. Roll the outro.